back to the channel. Yes, ma'am. I have a nice little girl chit chat for you today, and this is about glowing up emotionally. Yes, I just got out of I don't know what it was, but it was so transformative. Honey, I'll tell you all about it. I'll tell you all about it. It was basically this how I noticed how I was just in a very lack mindset and how I was living out of survival mode, and I didn't even realize it. Sis, me, I was the type of person, I was living a lie kind of, because I was the type of person, and when I say was, literally a few days ago, last week, honey, and I'm just waking up now. I was that type of person who was living out of survival mode. I was the type of person who was trying to prevent things from happening. I was focused on preventing certain things from happening, or preventing the past repeating itself. And what you have to understand about that, girl, we getting right up into it. It hasn't even been a minute. What you have to understand about moving like that is that it attracts to you what you don't want to you faster, because you're focused on preventing something. You're not focused on building yourself up. You're not focused on being better. You're not focused on presenting yourself better, or presenting yourself in a manner that you desire to be presented in. And honey, I went from being bald headed to now I have a ponytail. So we're putting a ponytail in, and of course I'm putting more hair in. So if you want to see that, hey, how are you? But yes, honey, yes. And let me know in the chat if you're that type of person that you're more focused on preventing somebody from cheating on you, or preventing somebody from wasting your time, instead of just building and enjoying your relationships. When's the last time that you really enjoyed your relationship? Is it afterwards, when you be like, oh, we had good times together, and then you're seeing stuff in rose-colored glasses because now you miss it because you're so used to being in lack of something, and then appreciating when you don't have it? Honey, we have to stop that. We have to... It's not like a baby is in here. But yes, we have to level up emotionally, sis, because if we don't level up emotionally, we won't have things that we enjoy in our lives. We enjoy being in relationships. So enjoy being in a relationship. Understand your intentions. Keep your attention strong. Don't pay mind to the 3D. Don't pay mind to it. Don't pay mind to it to whereas you're letting the 3D decide, or make you make choices. Ignore the 3D. We walk by faith, not by sight. That's the number one thing said. But as soon as things don't look good in the 3D, or things don't look like it's going in your way, you're freaking out, because that's how I was. Literally, when things wasn't going exactly how I pictured it, I was freaking out. I was freaking out about the littlest things. And now when I look back at it, I be like, why were you freaking out? Yes, no more freaking out, okay? No more letting the 3D look. Not gonna twist it. But no more letting the 3D dictate, your manifestation, or dictate, your faith. Because you're supposed to walk by faith, not by sight. So it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter how, what somebody says, or how they're moving, or how it feels. Stop being so sensitive to things that you are projecting. Because usually when you're feeling some type of way, or you feel like somebody feels this way, you're projecting. Why not feel like they feel another way? Why do they have to feel that way? Why, when you're preparing for something, it's the worst case scenario? Why are you not preparing for the best thing to happen to you? Because only good things happen to you in your life. And you have to understand that. If you don't understand that, you will look over all the good things. This is what I did in my last relationship. And I'm sorry if I'm just berating you, but this is what I did in my last relationship. And I noticed it because I was just focusing on what he wasn't doing, which was some shit that I made up in my head. And then I was looking over everything he was doing for me. And this man did so much for me. So much. And it's just that taught me how to look at things in a different perspective, because your perspective can change everything. Literally, I look back at it, it was a good ass relationship. I was spoiled. I got anything I wanted. Anytime I wanted him to come over, he came over. Anytime I wanted to go out, we went out. Anytime I wanted a gift, he got it for me. He never told me no. He literally never told me no. And that's not like, to be like, oh, I got it like that. No, he was a good partner. Like, he was a great partner. He still is a great partner. I'm talking about it like he's not still around. He is like a great partner. But even then, just because I was looking for the lack in the situation, that's what I felt, even though that was not the case, because in my mind I already had manifested the man of my dreams. And I didn't realize, that's why I said, like, with manifestations, it's a manifestation because it's gonna come, and then you're gonna be like, after it comes, they're gonna be like, oh, I manifested that. That's how you know it's a manifestation. You would never be waiting around for your manifestation. Your manifestation comes like the delivery man. Like, he says that he's coming at a certain time. He might come 5 minutes later or 5 minutes earlier. Like, but you know it's coming. Like, you see it on the way. Like, But have you ever focused on like an Amazon package and you be like, oh, it's 5 minutes away? And then that motherfucker do not come in 5 minutes. Because you're like focusing on it, and then when you forget about it, it'll be like delivered. And then you'll be like, oh, it was delivered like 20 minutes ago. I wasn't even paying any mind to it. That's how you need to treat all your manifestations. But I made this video to say, let's glow up emotionally. Because, oh my goodness. Let's glow up emotionally, because I really want you to enjoy your life. Like me, I have been living in survival mode. I have been living in protective mode. I have been living in protect me, protect Sydney mode. And there's no danger. I'm literally safe and protected. And living in that mode, I was so miserable, and I was crying all the time because I was so scared of like my past repeating, and I didn't even have to go through any of that. Like, don't put yourself through unnecessary pain, sis. Like, enjoy your relationships. If you want that man, have the intention to, for that man to come to you. Let him come to you while you go do you, honey. And it's fine to do you. Marry yourself. That's another glow up emotionally. Marry yourself. Treat yourself like your wife. Get dressed up. Go outside. Buy you some Starbucks. Go walk around in the mall. Go look at stuff. Go shopping. Like, gift yourself. Stop living in this lack mindset, which has you living miserable, thinking that you can't do things for yourself, or like everybody's out to get you. No, everybody loves you because you love yourself. Your intuition is popping, so you're not in the defense mode, you're in enjoy mode. So when you look at things like that, you will not take what people say personally anymore. Like, you'll disconnect for that. You will understand that whatever comes out of somebody's mouth is personal. It does not matter what anybody says. Their opinion, the facts, anything that comes out of somebody's mouth, that is personal. Or how anybody thinks, that is personal. That has nothing to do with you. It doesn't need to affect you. And then the validation, you don't need validation. You're valid. You made yourself valid. So you're valid. So that's the thing. Emotional intelligence. I made a video on my main channel, but I wanted to vlog about it because I wanted to talk about, the do's and don'ts in relationships. And then we'll get into that. I wanted to like do my makeup a little bit, but this shit acting like it don't want to stay up. Okay, so do's and don'ts in relationships. Do you in relationships. And this is not to say be a hoe. No, this is not to say be an asshole. No, be nice to people. Do be nice to people. Do be nice to you. Because if you are being nice to you and you are a happy you, the world loves a happy you. And then you'll see that everybody's really happy. And everybody just wants to be happy. Like, nobody wants to be sad. Some people don't know how to get out of being sad. And this is a good video because usually being sad is about dwelling on things that you lack and not being grateful. This is why being grateful is so important. This is why. Because before I was like, F all that, humble-ish. I don't want to be grateful, this, that, and the third. But then once I started to be grateful, I started to get more grounded. I started to be more present. I started to love myself more. I started to love people more. I started to see the things that I was doing. And I started to see myself like, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be like an angry, sad person. I really just want to be happy. And like, that's what I am now. Like, be what you want to be. Like, I wanted to be happy. I wanted to be myself. And I didn't really care about being accepted by other people. Like, as long as you accept yourself, you're going to gravitate towards the people that accept you. And whoever doesn't, I mean, it is what it is. Like, everybody has free will. Don't take it personally. Like I said, their thoughts, their words, your thoughts, your words, those are all personal. Don't in a relationship, don't love somebody more than yourself, or don't like have to feel like you have to, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Don't feel like you have to like prove your love to somebody or like dump all your love onto somebody. You need love too. So don't get into a relationship and isolate yourself from your friends and family. Like, no. Like, literally, when you get in a relationship, train yourself to go out with your friends more and your family more. Not to say to neglect your person, no. Definitely give them the time that you want to. But once you feel yourself like going all in on somebody and like, you know, neglecting yourself and like pushing your plans out the way for them, or like, you know, like playing games with them so they can like manipulate. Like, once you find yourself manipulating the situation, or like, you know, you get in that lovey-dovey phase and you want to be around them all the time and this and third, like, that's fine. My tip to you is to plan out things in the future. Plan dope stuff, plan trips, plan concerts, like plan out things in the future so you know, hey, I want this person in my future, but I have things to do right now, and I'll call them here and there and I'll text them. And if we want to go out for like lunch or dinner, we can do that. But do not forget about your friends and yourself. Do not put 100% of love into somebody when you have 5 friends over here who need 20% of your love. Your family needs 20% of your love. You need about 40% of your love. Your job needs 20% of your love. Like, things like that. Like, and then like with your love, the love that you give yourself, like, they can be a part of that too. Because as you show yourself you love you, then like the world just shows you. This is why like when you get clingy and like you pour all yourself into somebody, you feel like you're owed something. Like, nobody told you to do that. 1, nobody told you to do that. And then 2, it's like you're putting so much pressure on this person who's just a person. Like, just like everybody else. Like, if it was somebody else, like a stranger off the street, like, what energy would you give a stranger off the street? Stop romanticizing like your emotions, or like romanticizing like a person to the point where it's toxic. And this is what I used to do, thinking that I have to show them all my love. I have to show them I'm devoted. I have to show them like what love is. Like, it's like I have to prove something to them. You don't have to prove anything. You're not looking for validation. You're not looking for gratification. You're already valid. You're here to enjoy yourself. This doesn't mean to treat anybody how you want, like treat anybody any type of way, but to enjoy yourself and like to always move in good intentions and in good integrity. So whereas you're not playing with people, you're not playing games, you're not playing hard to get, you're not like, you're just doing things out of good intentions because you're like, yo, I do want to talk to them. You're not looking for validation, so you don't have to play games. You're just being yourself. Like, that's the thing. Dudes in relationship, keep setting and achieving your goals and prioritize your goals. Prioritize you in a relationship. You should be first, because you're in other relationships. Like, when you're in relationships, we're on a whole bunch of relationships. Like, we're in relationships with our family, our friends, our colleagues, our children. The relationship isn't just like love. And this is where people get messed up at, because it's just like they prioritize, like, they only see the relationship as like a love-based relationship with like a partner. But you're not heightening like the relationship with your friends like men do. Men love their friends because that's an important relationship. You don't just drop your friends for a man or like a girl. Like, you don't just do that, because they're important to you too. You still give them time, you still give them energy, you still give them love. Really, I would tell you to love everybody the same, because everything takes the same energy. If something's taking more energy or just requiring a little bit more out of you, all right, but that needs to regulate, so you won't be seeing people more important than other people, because everybody's important. Everybody's your manifestation. You need to be grateful for all your manifestations. You manifested friends, be grateful for that. You had a family that you manifested into when you came into this world. Be grateful for that. No matter how toxic the family, be grateful for them, because they still helped make you who you are. So really, they were manifested here to help you become who you are. So be grateful for them, because those are the first people that you knew. And then once you have like a relationship that you conjure up, like your friendships, your love life, somebody who's like, just kind of yours and like more intimate, definitely be grateful for them. Look at the things that they do. Look at their good aspects. Look at the aspects you kind of don't like, but don't take those too personally, because you can really change any aspect of someone just by how you carry yourself. So if you see aspects of somebody like, oh, they might be a little too flirty, or they might be the second and third, but if you want to keep them in your life because you love them overall, you can change those aspects, but not by manipulating and doing things and telling this person, oh, you have to treat me this way or this way. No, just manifest it. Say, this person treats me like a queen. I'm their number one priority. They want to marry me. They're going to marry me. They're looking at rings right now. Their playaways are over with. They don't even look at women the same. He don't even look at women the same anymore. I'm the pinnacle of beauty for him. He only loves me. He only wants to sleep with me. He only loves me. And once you know that, he gonna know that. But if you're over there questioning and you're being insecure and you're afraid he's gonna hurt you, you're not confident. He's going to know that you're not confident, and he's going to move in a way whereas you're going to allow him, because really you can only allow people to do things to you. People don't just do things to you. It's what you allow. So yes, keep your priorities first in a relationship, just so, like, not to prevent anything, just so you have a foundation, a stable foundation to build up stable stuff on. Like, you know, my favorite, sorry, I'm talking too fast. My favorite quote that's seen on the shirt: if it ain't you, it's not everybody else, because everybody is you pushed out. So whatever you believe about yourself, that's what you're going to look for. Because if you don't believe that about yourself and somebody says something to you, it's going to roll right off of you, because you don't associate with that. You don't resonate with that. You don't resonate with men treating you any type of way. You always had good relationships. You always get gifts in a relationship. You always get the good men. You always get the good, stable, emotionally available men. Or if they wasn't at first, they always be, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Or if they wasn't at first, they always become that with you. You have to understand that you cannot waver, like, because we walk by faith and not by sight, okay? But yes, another don't do in a relationship, do's and don'ts. Do pick up something to learn, like learn more. Like, grow. When you're in a relationship, you don't want to become complacent. Don't become complacent. Don't get with somebody and become comfortable. We're never comfortable. We're always growing. Of course, like, we're comfortable with our growth. We're comfortable with, like, where we're at. Like, because we're hitting goals. But when you become complacent and you become idle, then it becomes, I don't know, the energy needs to move. So it needs to move some way. So growing is very important in a relationship. Do not become complacent. Do not stop working out. Do not stop growing. Do not stop going to school. Do not stop on that business. Do not stop on that music career. Do not stop doing you. Keep growing. Even if that person is not. If that person is aligned with you or wants to stay aligned with you, they're going to do some things. Trust me. If they see you working out, focusing on yourself, they're going to reflect that because they want to stay aligned with you. And you want them to stay aligned with you too. You're like, yo, you didn't say it to them, but you're like, yo, you need to keep up. Not because you're going to leave them, but because you want to grow with them. It's positive. You're like, yes, grow with me, baby. Like, it's okay. And they're going to thank you for that. Like, yo, they're going to be like, you are an inspiration in my life, because if you wouldn't have moved, I wouldn't have moved, because energy has to keep moving. But yes, for you and your partner, even your partner, if you see that your partner is moving this and the third, don't be jealous of them. That's another thing. Jealousy, cut the jealousy out. Stop comparing yourself. You don't need anybody else's validation. That's why, like, if you're confident, you would never think that your person is cheating on you, because you're valid. You're valid. Like, they would never. Like, what? No, they love you. Like, you love you. That person loves you. Like, they love you. They're not going anywhere. They love you. So if you ever, like, feel like, oh, like, I'm not doing enough, or what if you find somebody else? Like, you're worried about the wrong things. Don't worry about anything. If you find yourself worrying, you're worrying about the wrong things, and you should not be worrying. So if you ever find yourself worrying or, like, being, like, anxious, know that that's not real. Anxiety is not real. Okay? But I'm going to wrap this up because I have to go study and whatnot. But if this helped you, comment, like, and subscribe. I like to throw these little vlogs out here and there. to help my girls, because I know that these little gems help. They really helped me, so I really pray they helped you. And if something helped you, definitely list it down below so it can help somebody else. But I love you guys. I love hitting 100 subscribers. Yay! I'm trying to upload more consistently now, so you'll probably see me upload every day with like different topics, and whatever just screams out to you, just like gravitate towards it, you know. And like, I'm not really big on like people watching my videos all the way through, but like, you know, let me know if I'm boring. Let me know what you want me to talk about, or like, you know, just say like, hey, how do you feel about this? I will make a video about it. Like, all right, don't be afraid to do that. I love y'all. I love commenting to y'all. Sometimes I'll be driving and like looking at y'all comments, or sometimes I won't comment. I'll just like it. But yes, guys, I love you guys. And until next time, bye. Hallelujah.